Animal Aid works for change. We were founded in 1977 specifically to raise awareness of horrific animal experiments such as the LD50 test. The team at XCellR8 are saving animals' lives by replacing animal tests with up-to-date science. So we are absolutely delighted to be able to support the work of the pioneering scientists at XCellR8 to develop this work and make it commercially available.
XCellR8 is an animal-free testing lab based in Cheshire in the UK. And what's unique about XCellR8 is that we don't use any animals or any animal-derived products in our testing. It's kinder for animals, but it's also much safer for humans. More than 80,000 animals are used annually in the EU alone for acute toxicity testing, and we know that's only the tip of the iceberg, so we would expect globally to be many millions of animals used every year. We're developing a replacement for those animal tests which uses human cells cultured in the lab and simulating the environment in the human body. Generally, the samples of skin originate as waste tissue from plastic surgery, which would otherwise be discarded. We receive the cells and store them in liquid nitrogen, and when we're ready, we thaw those into cell culture conditions that simulate what happens in the human body as closely as possible. And we are going to evaluate that test using a range of chemicals and then make it available for scientists to use, which will have a radical impact on the number of animals that are currently used around the world. One of the tests that we are currently replacing is known as the LD50 test. LD50 actually stands for the lethal dose to 50% of the animals. LD50 tests were originally developed back in 1927, and it seems unbelievable that all these years later we're still using those tests despite all of the scientific progress that we've seen. What we need to do is to use 21st century science to actually evaluate what is the real human risk of using those products in everyday life situations. When we've completed the validation of the test with the 75 chemicals, it'll be really important to ensure that we publish that in the scientific literature. And one of the things that makes that so critical is that it gets reviewed by completely independent scientists. So then it adds to the credibility and the weight that the test can carry in the future. We would like the test to be fully accepted by regulators around the world and to become its own published test guideline. I think it's high time that we fully eradicated old-fashioned tests that were developed in 1927, and I'm determined to play my part in that. I've been working in this field now for about 25 years, and in that time there's been a huge amount of progress. I think it's actually a really exciting time now for scientists to be getting into this area. There's so much momentum, and I think that there are amazing opportunities to actually embrace this modern science.